stars. They're idolised and adored. And not just for their music. Meteoric rises can make them stars overnight.
Pop stars are like no other creatures.
It's whether people believe you when you sing and go, oh.
It's edge, isn't it? It's cool.
Giving them almost godlike status.
Just walking down the street, you're still on show.
Yeah, come with a bit of attitude. Brilliant, we love it.
But when it goes horribly wrong, their fall from grace can be just as spectacular.
Just style it out, smile and wave.
Tonight we've got all your favourite stars to celebrate pop's bum notes and epic failures.
You just have to smile and be pretty.
I think they're idiots.
Coming up, Mega Boy Band 5 relived the feud that ended in violence and an acrimonious split.
In my head, I'd quit. I'd got.
You're just saying, I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore.
Singer Suri exclusively gives her side of the story of the stage invasion that rocked Eurovision.
I definitely did not see a figure approaching the stage. That's a very traumatic kind of noise.
And rapper Snoop's in the doghouse after arriving late for a TV interview.
You're 5 hours late from the border.
About 5 hours late.
You're lucky I even came here. I'm just like, huh?
So it's time to get your Bonnie Tyler wigs on and your mics at the ready. It's going to be a right banger when pop stars go horribly wrong. Things can go wrong for a pop star when they're going about their everyday lives, but get them on stage and the possibilities for horrific moments are endless.
Something about being on stage makes you feel invincible.
Things can go south for One Direction star Harry Styles.
It can go totally wild out there. You can easily get lost in where you are on the stage.
Falling over the speaker. He's unbelievable. What is he doing?
You're just not aware. You're so in a moment, you maybe will fall.
It can go so horribly wrong.
Or if you're Lady Gaga.
Many artists love the moment when they bring a fan onto stage in front of thousands of people.
You really seriously have to trust your fans.
Boom, hit the floor.
You can get carried away in the moment and you're not looking at the edge of the stage.
And even if you're veteran of pop Grace Jones and you're strutting your stuff at an A-list fashion show.
As an artist, you're in the moment. The adrenaline is pumping, and you want to give more.
The stool falls away and she rolls onto the floor. It's not good. No, it's part of the act. This was meant to happen. No, it's not. You're falling off your chair. And I'm going to finish it on the floor. That's what you've got to do. You've got to see it through, style it out, as if it was meant to happen.
One of the biggest artists to emerge in modern times is Justin Bieber.
What can I say? He's a worldwide superstar.
A great singer, he's a great entertainer.
Yeah, you got Baby, you got Despacito, you got Sorry. I mean, they are absolutely massive hits.
He's turned into a young man. I buy his albums.
Bieber's fame reaches parts that other singers don't.
We're all affected by Justin Bieber somehow. I have a tote bag with his face on it, which is my favorite tote bag because it's actually pretty good quality. So thanks, Justin.
But the babyface star has had his share of controversy.
All right, enough is enough, man. You got it.
He literally lives his life in a fishbowl. Everybody knows what he's up to all the time.
Went through a bad boy phase where he just tattooed everything. Rammed his car into a few things, got arrested.
Justin Bieber. In 2015, Bieber was in Spain promoting his latest album On Los 40 Principales, which broadcast to the largest Spanish-speaking audience in the world.
Radio interviews, they're not easy.
It's huge. It's a big hit. Thank you.
Their English isn't very good. It's a bit backward.
Your own, your look. Who's getting dressed you?
You choose your own looks. Or...
Yeah.
Oh, who gets... Yeah, I dress myself.
Oh, cool.
Sí, eliges sus propios looks.
Oh, cool.
He's got a grumpy look on his face, quite honestly. He doesn't seem very, very happy.
You can see during the interview that he's not that happy to be there.
His patience is on the brink. It's just really awkward.
He seems like someone that has quite a bit of attitude by this point.
Despite Bieber's apparent disinterest, the hosts had a final request for the star.
We want to make a crazy video to break the internet.
They want to make a viral video with him that'll break the internet.
He's kind of just thinking this is too much.
They actually have something in mind.
Let's do it.
Justin agrees to break the internet. Still don't know quite how we're going to go about breaking the internet.
Come with us. Come with us.
And then they're like, come through this way, Justin.
Vamos aquí. Come with us.
Here.
Here, Justin. Here.
And Justin just walks out the exit.
Aquí. Come with us.
Here.
They expect him to come back to help them do this kind of viral video thing that they had an idea of what they wanted to do.
He wasn't there to have a nice time. He weren't enjoying himself.
Now they're still waiting for him. He's never come back.
They're kind of confused there because they're thinking, what did we do here?
And just left.
The next day, Bieber's little tantrum was headline news.
People would be like, oh, Justin Bieber breaks down, Justin Bieber leaves. All over the press.
His fans were quick to blame it on the radio station. But perhaps where it didn't look good, Bieber himself quickly issued an apology.
So he just thought, actually, that was a bit rude. Well, I would apologise and say I felt sick.
Maybe Bieber decided, this is how you break the internet then. See ya.
Unintentionally, that's exactly what he did. The radio station released the video, which went viral, adding another event to his catalogue of bratish behaviour.
He's given them an actual viral video because he actually stands up and walks out of an interview.
Whether it was intentional or not, he still ended up breaking the internet.
Still to come, Robin's in the thick of it over Blurred Lines.
He's basically ripped off a Marvin Gaye classic.
Things go horribly wrong for pop legend George Michael as his career is rocked by scandal.
Got caught, literally, with his pants down.
And we've got an exclusive with Five,
There was love between each of us and hate, all at the same time.
who open up about the feud that broke up the band.
He told Sean to chuck me down the stairs.
American rockers Green Day may be punks, but their music career is glittering.
Green Day are one of those bands that have really earned their stripes.
They're massive in America.
They started off as a tiny little punk act in California.
And they kind of remind the Brits of like a British band, which has crossed them over and made them a worldwide band.
One of the best bands of all time.
They went on to sell nearly 90 million records and earned themselves 5 Grammy Awards. That's impressive. They're one of the few bands that have taken that punk and rock genre and made it really, truly mainstream.
So in 2012, when Green Day appeared at a music festival in Las Vegas, their fans were enjoying a red letter day. The band treated the family-filled audience to a hefty selection of hits.
Green Day are at this iHeart Music Festival.
It's always time to precision. It's a radio show.
Jesus Christ, we've got 4 fucking minutes left? The fuck am I gonna do with 4 fucking minutes?
Everybody has their slot.
And if you overrun, it gets messy very quickly.
Yeah, I'll bring your fucking Usher back up here, goddammit.
Usher, who was on before them, overran, so the timing's gone to pot.
This concert that they're performing at was a family-friendly concert, like there's kids in the crowd.
And then he starts effing and jeffing.
Fuck this shit. I'm gonna play a fucking new song.
He just stops. He stops halfway through a song.
Give me a fucking break. 1 minute left. 1 minute fucking left.
Their time was reduced. And Green Day took this as the biggest disrespect ever.
He doesn't want to be stopped by some snotty producer telling him he's going to overrun. He's going to perform.
You're gonna give me fucking 1 minute? Look at that fucking sign right there. 1 minute.
You've got 1 minute left.
1 minute? 1 minute? How dare you?
This must have absolutely infuriated him.
Literally, the red mist has gone.
Let me tell you something. I've been around since fucking 1988. And you're gonna give me 1 fucking minute? You gotta be fucking kidding me!
Billy Joe kicks off.
He tries to be all rock starry.
Starts saying, "Don't you know we are? We've been around since 1988."
It's all just a little bit like, come on.
You start to see a glimpse of him getting a little bit lost in showbiz.
Complete meltdown.
I got 1 minute left. Oh, now I got nothing left.
He just lost his cool and, yeah, did not look good.
He doesn't come across very well.
Then comes the moment that you kind of hope for from every rock star.
Now I got nothing left. Let me show you what 1 fucking minute fucking means.
He starts smashing it on the stage.
He's taking massive swings as well. He's lifting it up, cracking it down.
Really smashing it.
There's total carnage on the stage.
We've got to rebel right now.
There is nothing left of this probably very expensive guitar, but he doesn't care.
1 minute. God fucking love you all. We'll be back.
F you, and then walks off stage.
He just had the mother of all meltdowns.
This is one of the most legendary on-stage rock and roll meltdowns you'll ever see.
They did have the priorities right because they turned to the audience and they said, "But we love you," and I think that's important, to love your fans.
The car crash concert had been a case of Diva Las Vegas. Consequently, Billy Joe did something as original as smashing a guitar. He went to rehab. The band had to cancel their upcoming appearances for the year, which, given they make around $6 million per stadium show, is a sizable drop in the swear box.
Billy Joe's battled addiction for decades. He went into a 30-day rehab program. That's a fair admission that perhaps he went a bit over the top.
People are always like, "Oh, Green Day, remember them? What happened to them?" This happened.
It's not one of their proudest moments, but Billy Joe, is he an American idiot or an American hero? You decide.
For some, fame can be built gradually over many years. But for others, they can become household names pretty much overnight. And in 2013, stardom beckoned for one Mr. Robin Thicke.
Robin Thicke made some good records.
Fabulous singer and actually an amazing songwriter.
Grammy nominated, Billboard winning.
He had been a moderately successful singer-songwriter.
He paid his dues.
Until he teamed up with Pharrell Williams and released the global mega hit, Blurred Lines.
Blurred Lines was beyond successful.
Fantastic hit.
Great, great song.
The song made $15 million profit. Which is an insane amount of money to make from one tune. It was the biggest song of the year by a mile.
But fame can be a case of be careful what you wish for. And questions about the shockingly explicit video and Thicke's performance at the MTV Awards were soon raised.
That's not right, surely.
Quite memorable, the video, for a variety of reasons that I won't go into.
Oh, there's something wrong.
There was also controversy about the lyrics.
He really questioned where the line of consent was drawn. No. No. Stop.
No doesn't mean yes.
It got banned in our student union.
Blurred Lines was in fact banned in 20 UK universities.
This is not how anyone is treated, male or female, it doesn't matter. It's just not how we treat each other. And this was before Me Too.
A year later, Robin's image was further tarnished when his marriage ended amid allegations of infidelity.
Did we see his true colours as an artist, as a human?
And sadly, his problems were only just beginning.
The minute I hear it, I think, oh, well, they Got to Give It Up. Got to Give It Up was a #1 in America for Marvin Gaye in 1977.
There's quite a big accusation that Robin Thicke's song Blurred Lines copied Marvin Gaye's Gotta Give It Up.
It can be very risky if you borrow even a part of a classic song.
Gay's family accused the song's authors of plagiarising the feel and sound of Got to Give It Up and launched legal proceedings. The case sparked widespread debate.
The feel of the record is the same.
He's basically ripped off a Marvin Gaye classic.
The similarities were uncanny.
The beat, the rhythm, even the percussive sounds are so similar.
You can tell there's been inspiration.
The melody's not the same as Got to Give It Up. It's just the vibe.
I mean, forget blurred lines. This is carbon copy.
It never occurred to me to say that they'd plagiarized the song.
If you read music, all you gotta do is read the sheet music. It's completely different.
The best songs do sound familiar, but they shouldn't sound too familiar.
And things went horribly wrong for Robin Thicke. The judge ruled in favour of the Gay family and awarded them a whopping $7.4 million in earnings. And Thicke and Williams had got to give it up.
It's essentially agreed that they've ripped off Marvin Gaye and you've got to pay your boy.
The artists themselves originally would not have sued, but their estates do.
They'll never go in straight away and go, that's my song. They'll just stand back and they'll wait until it's made its money. Now I will go in. Wait till they've landed the big fish and then go and say, I think you'll find that's my fish.
My clients are disappointed by the verdict. We know in our hearts that Blurred Lines is an independent creation.
Pharrell and Pharrell's company loses millions of pounds. Robin Thicke loses millions of pounds.
Robin had gone from overnight pop star to being branded an imposter.
Yeah. Just all started going a bit downhill, didn't it, really?
It basically ended his chart career.
As a writing team, I think Pharrell's recovered from that. He's done okay. Robin sort of disappeared and haven't heard so much from him again.
You just become known for things you don't want to be known for.
His career was building and building and building until it got to Blurred Lines and then it fell off a cliff. A really big Robin Thicke-shaped cliff.
The key to pop stardom is a carefully crafted image, and there were few more image-conscious stars than pop icon George Michael.
He was a fantastically beautiful man.
I fancied the pants of George Michael.
He was a pretty boy and he was star of Wham.
He had the most olive skin, the most beautiful teeth.
Brilliantly talented, beautiful voice.
One of our biggest stars from the 80s.
By the mid-90s, his clean-cut looks and musical genius had seen him sell almost 60 million records worldwide.
Looking forward to seeing Wham!
He'd won 2 Grammys, 3 Brits, 4 Ivor Novello Awards and an army of adoring fans.
He was our nation's sweetheart, basically perfect in every way.
But stardom would no longer be a walk in the park for George after a day in 1998 that would change his life forever.
George Michael was in a park in California.
He decides to go out for an afternoon stroll. He wanders into a toilet in Will Rogers Park, and there is another gentleman in that toilet. That gentleman obviously gives George a bit of a careless whisper.
Police in Beverly Hills have confirmed that the singer George Michael has been charged with committing a lewd act in a park toilet.
Wham bam, before he knows it, he's in handcuffs.
Got caught literally with his pants down.
A plainclothes cop in the loo.
It was just a general sting operation on this particular location, and he happened to be in there at the time.
The LAPD may have been undercover, but now George's sexuality was out in the open.
On April 7th, 1998, at approximately 16:48 hours, Beverly Hills police officers arrested the singer, known as George Michaels.
Can't get his name right. He calls him George Michaels. You're a policeman. You should know what his name is.
Mr. Michaels was arrested for a violation of the Penal Code, engaging in a lewd act.
For breaking the penal code, George was facing a stiff sentence, and the world's media went nuts.
The whole world knew that George was gay.
It's not the way a classy superstar like George would really want to declare to the world, actually, I'm gay. It's not done on your own terms.
George was a very sensitive man, and he knew that he would lose even more privacy if the world knew he was gay. You've got to remember, it wasn't safe to be openly gay, even in the late 90s. People were still freakishly unkind about the AIDS virus, and they were kicking the arse of the homosexual community over this.
There's headlines like "Zip me up before you go, go." This was his coming out story, and he was almost forced into a corner, which no one should be.
In the full glare of the media, George was convicted, fined and sentenced to community service.
There was a fair amount of humiliation.
George's career faced an uncertain future.
George has to make a decision. Does he confront this, or does he run away and hide?
Yes, it was humiliating and embarrassing, but actually he wasn't going to allow it to humiliate and embarrass him.
Comes out with the song Get Outside.
He released a video based on the incident.
Dressed as a policeman, so thank you, undercover policeman.
He's absolutely drawing attention to everything that's just happened.
Pepper the lyrics with other sort of innuendo, pokes fun at the whole affair.
And he could laugh at himself.
Rather brilliantly and quite rightly unapologetically.
The whole incident, strangely enough, gives George another lease of life.
I love him even more now. He owned his mistakes. He didn't try and hide from it. He didn't try and blame anybody else. He owned his mistake. It is what it was. I had an urge. One of his all-time great songs that will be forever out there because he was caught in a toilet outside.
Back in the 90s, a boy band burst onto the scene that had their fans singing, dancing and counting.
You had myself, Jay, Abs, Sean and Scott, and that ended up being 5.
Simon Cowell's boy band phenomenon.
The people who put the Spice Girls together, Simon Cowell approached them, said, look, do the same thing, but with boys.
I answered an advert in the Stage newspaper.
We were effectively the Spice Boys.
I was never going to be in a band called the Spice Boys.
We met at the audition, we were put in a band, and it was like, boom, off you go.
Again, we got put straight into a house with strangers.
We were all excited, getting to know each other.
We got on really well at the start.
They were kind of known as like the bad boys, the party boys.
5 were Britain's answer to, I think, the Backstreet Boys.
We're 5 lads having a laugh, and that's about it.
They may have been 5 bad boys, but they did have the power to rock us. They had a serious amount of success.
First single went into the charts in the top 10.
It just snowballed from there.
Everything else was in the top 5, 3 number ones, 20 million albums sold.
They won the Brit Award for Best British Pop Act.
Winning a Brit Award, we were all buzzing. There were some great moments. You come out on a balcony and wave and you'd be like, oh. Before we know it, we took We Will Rock You to number 1.
It was fantastic.
Queen had only ever taken it to number 2. Look what we've done, guys. We weren't your average pop band, that's for sure. It was too much to take in.
We were so young. I mean, Sean was 15. I was 17.
You'd only just left home.
It was wet beyond years.
The boys were far from home and flying high.
We've gone straight from Mama to you're a pop star, you're now living in this fabulous house. Simon's paying.
I didn't know what real life was.
We had an hour's media training, maybe 2, and it was like, off you go.
And behind the scenes, their life in the limelight was becoming very dark. There were persistent rumours of violence and bullying.
For some reason, people think that we argue all the time. We're all so unbelievably different, all pulling in different directions and...
Tiredness kicks in and little things start to annoy you.
In that situation, temperatures do rise.
I guess there was kind of 2 camps. There was Jay and Sean, and then there was me and Scott and Abs.
There was rumours, and it is rumours that Jay was playing mind games with them.
He was going out of his mind as much as I was.
Jay did used to blur. He got frustrated the most and earlier than everyone else because he was older.
We was doing a photo shoot and everyone was mucking around.
Little tussle was happening at the top of the stairs.
And me and Sean went tuppling down the stairs together. Went flying, but that was on Jay's say-so. He told Sean to chuck me down the stairs.
We're making music, guys. We're not battering each other.
There was love between each of us and hate, all at the same time.
Jay has since been interviewed and claims that although he was loud and aggressive at times, never in his mind was he bullying people. From behind closed doors, the violence then spilled out into the public.
Two members of the boy band Five have appeared in court after being arrested in connection with a fight in a Dublin bar.
Egos, insecurities, all kinds of things just came into play and it became a bit of a weird melting pot.
Eventually, it all got too much.
We just recorded our third album and it was a corker. I still believe to this day our best album yet. We were filming Top of the Pops and we were getting ready and Scott came in and he just broke down.
I've had it. I'm done.
Just broke down crying. You know, one of them cries where the person can't speak, you know, it's like, you know.
And in my head, I'd quit. I'd gone.
He's just saying, I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore.
And on the other side of the pond, Scott's tears turned to action.
We was in America and I'd had enough. I'd really had enough. I had to steal the passports out of the executive room while she was sleeping so I could get home. And I went through her bag and I took Abs's passport, my passport and Rich's passport and we got onto a plane and we went home.
I remember looking at each other and we just went.
I did not care.
Management said, go and have 2 weeks, have a think, have a break. We won't call you. We'll meet up in 2 weeks. We still feel the same, then call it a day.
They get me to go to the record company and I said, I'm not going to be in this band anymore.
He just had enough. Emotionally, psychologically.
And I remember Simon Cowell looking very like, oh my God, what's happened to Scott?
Once Scott's bombshell had been dropped, things fell apart.
And it didn't last much longer after that.
That was it.
I couldn't go back.
Is this worth it, really?
Too much had gone on.
The announcement came on the 27th of September 2001. Five were finished.
Five have announced that they're splitting up. The reason that they're given, we can no longer do justice to our fans or to each other.
Today is the day that Five ended, and that's all there is. I just find it hard to believe that such a dream could become such a nightmare. It just astounds me.
Richie went as far away as possible to get away from the band to live in Australia.
So Australia was about me reconnecting with myself.
And I had 10 years off. I enjoyed that, got really fat. And then I reunited with a few of the boys and here we are today.
3/5 of Five now regularly perform together thanks to ITV's The Big Reunion.
It wasn't all bad. There were some amazing things.
The Big Reunion programme for us was just fantastic.
When we went on tour before, it would have been all drinking beer all the time, but now we're going to be all talking about babies and bottles and milk. It's all different nowadays.
We're very, very lucky to have, refound that friendship.
I think we could have been a lot more successful than even we were if we just hadn't been quite so annoying.
Still to come, rapper Snoop finds himself in the doghouse.
I was late because I went to go get some chicken wings.
I'm just gonna say chicken wings because I'm black. Chicken wings and black people, it's gonna be funny.
Just a bullshit answer, actually.
And pop princess Miley Cyrus is attacked on stage.
Hang on, how do we protect the artist?
She could have been up there to harm her.
Some pop stars are well known for having colossal egos. If they don't get their own way, you'd better start running, because you can be sure that a full-on meltdown is just around the corner.
All right, enough is enough, man. You got it.
Pop stars are notoriously highly strung, and you know what? Sometimes with good reason.
When they've been put under so much pressure and scrutiny, they just flip.
When Kanye West stepped out to perform at the Pan American Games in Canada, he was ready to make some noise. But his microphone clearly wasn't. Nope. Can't hear you, Kanye.
If the sound man hasn't got the sound right, it's incredibly annoying.
Kanye performed the most spectacular mic drop ever seen before storming off stage.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Kanye fans.
And the gig is essentially over.
Musicians are incredibly sensitive. Most artists are sensitive.
When Elton John flew into Taiwan for a show in 2004, he was less than impressed to see a whole swarm of photographers waiting for him at the airport.
Fuck off! Elton John was so furious.
Then comes the meltdown.
Fuck off! Yes, fucking touch you, but throw you through the fucking window.
He tried another route through, but the Paps weren't giving up.
We've had a great tour of the forest, we come to Taiwan, and it's shit. Rude, vile pig. You know what I mean? Rude, vile pig. That's what all of you are.
Calvin Cordazar Bordis Jr. has gone by many names over the years, but is best known to his adoring fans by the moniker Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg, originally known as Snoop Doggy Dogg.
He was like one of the first big West Coast rappers to come out of America.
Very famous for singing a song about himself.
His debut album, Doggy Style, sold almost 1 million copies in its first week of release, going on to achieve quadruple platinum status.
This guy has had 17 Grammy nominations.
He's a big deal. He's a big deal.
In 2011, Snoop's fans were waiting expectantly to catch a glimpse of their idol at a personal appearance in Oslo. At the time, Snoop was making the long drive by coach across Sweden towards the Norwegian border and his fans. Also waiting was local reporter Atle Jorstad.
Snoop was late. We don't know when he's arriving. And at the same time, there was started coming some calls saying that the interviews were pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed.
Rumours started to reach the waiting crowd that Snoop's coach had been stopped at the Norwegian border. Nobody knew why, but it wasn't long before Snoop took to Twitter.
He tweeted a photo from the borders, a picture of his bus, picture of some cash, saying, "I was stopped at the border, haha," something like that.
Snoop's tweet alluded to customs officers questioning the rap star for carrying too much undeclared cash as he entered the country.
Then he finally arrives, big crowd outside the shoe store, and it was 5 hours late. And he walks through the door with the cameras and the fans and the noise. I felt my heart beating pretty crazy because there's a lot of attention, there's a big star. Every journalist knew about this. Everyone knew that is the questions that we need to ask him. And there were a couple of outlets that did the questions before I did, but none of them, in my opinion, dared to ask him about it. Hey, you're 5 hours late, we saw you get stopped at the border. What was really happening? An open, neutral question, just asking what happened. You're 5 hours late here. And then it just bam.
Man, shut the fuck up. Come on, man.
No, we just saw you on Twitter from the border.
I'm 5 hours late. I'm here. Be happy I'm here and ask some real questions.
Shut the fuck up. You're lucky I even came here. I'm just like, huh?
Man, shut the fuck up. Come on, man.
It hits me in the face.
God damn, that was rude. I was rude.
And I tried to collect myself. Yeah, I was just wondering why you were so late. Knowing that I should get an answer on this. And I saw you were twittering about you being stopped at the border.
I was late because I went to go get some chicken wings. That's why I was late.
I'm just gonna say chicken wings because I'm black. Chicken wings and black people, it's gonna be funny. But it wasn't funny.
Because I wanted to go see Norway up close and personal and visit an old folks home. I went to a convalescent home. That's why I was late.
Just a bullshit answer, actually. I had prepared a third question if I had the time, which was, in retrospect, maybe not the smartest question because it was pointing out that he's now turning 40 years old.
It's every year, from 1 year to the next. Like when you go from 7 years old to 8 years old and 9 years old. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm. Now is the partying changing?
I don't party.
At the very least, he could have said, do you know what, I'm really sorry. Some shit came up. My apologies, but I'm here now.
All right, next one.
He answered something and then just told me to fuck off.
Atle may not have got to the bottom of what Snoop was stopped for on that occasion, but 8 months later it all went horribly wrong again for Snoop. This time he was stopped trying to enter Norway with $38,000 in cash, 14 times the permitted amount, as well as 8 grams of marijuana.
Obviously, he weren't going to sell it because he's Snoop Doggy. He was going to smoke it all.
Snoop was fined $8,600 and banned from entering Norway for 2 years.
I got detained. I had a big bag of weed. You know Snoop loves his weed.
Well, in my eyes, he was a slightly bad boy.
Thank you.
From Miley Cyrus's beginnings as Disney Channel's teen idol Hannah Montana to her later full-blown pop star status with hits like Wrecking Ball and Party in the USA, Miley has become a household name.
Miley Cyrus, one of the biggest pop stars ever to grace the planet. Like, she's huge. We all watched her on Hannah Montana. Everyone feels like they sort of own a bit of Miley. They feel like they've known her, they feel like they've watched her grow up.
As a live performer too, Miley has commanded huge fan loyalty. In 2011 in Melbourne on her Gypsy Heart tour, the show was reaching its climax.
Back in the day, she released a tune called The Climb, which is such a tune. It's emotional. She was performing it live on stage.
She's doing pretty well. She's in her final song. And then all of a sudden,
A fan rushes the stage.
This woman comes up on the stage and sort of grabs her from behind. All of a sudden, you know, what's happening?
I can't really imagine what was going through Miley's mind at that moment. The woman that ran on actually came from behind. Miley wouldn't have even seen it coming.
Even myself personally, if someone ran up behind me on stage, you never know what's going to happen.
she is left in a very vulnerable position.
It must have just been like a pure horror in her mind.
You could see Miley Cyrus physically saying, oh my God, what's this, that, you want? What's happened?
Miley is pretty shaken up about it. She doesn't really know what to do.
She genuinely looked frightened.
The bouncer came on stage and grabbed this woman and got her off.
It is all just really chaotic. It's scary, do you know what I mean?
Fans rushing the stage has been a part of pop music, as long as there have been screaming fans. Unfortunately, they don't give mental exams to people who enter gigs.
Her worries of getting hurt are legitimate.
She could have been up there to harm her.
Everyone just has to have a sense of, hang on, how do we protect the artist?
When we're talking about people invading your space, you're up there to perform. If you're not invited, don't do it.
The fan that came up, she just wanted to dance with her idol, Miley Cyrus, but didn't understand that that's kind of crossing a boundary.
You don't think of your fans wanting to hurt you or harm you anyway, but, you know, people are strange. They may love you, but they want you. And sometimes, you know, they hurt you not meaning to.
The shocking stage invasion hit the headlines. But on the night Ever the Pro, brave Miley returned to the stage to finish the show.
You've got to really be in the mind of a total superfan to think that that's a normal thing to do. Like, Miley might be performing The Climb, but don't climb on stage and try and hug her, because it's just not on.
Pop stars are often accused of glamorising narcotics, and in the case of Afro Man, well...
Afro Man. He has an afro, and he is a man. He has been around since the late 90s.
Had a massive hit when I was young.
His 2002 hit, Because I Got High, went platinum in 7 countries and was even nominated for a Grammy.
Before I got high. It was just so straight up and blatant.
But then I got high.
It's such a stupid song.
Goofy it may have been, but the song's success took him all over the world. And its, uplifting theme made Afro Man a festival favourite. So much so that when the star was appearing at a Mardi Gras in Mississippi in 2015, an overexcited fan climbed on stage to dance with him.
Afro Man is on stage, he's playing the guitar, he's having a lovely little time.
He's really just hammering out a solo, and it's sounding really good.
And a fan got up next to him.
Oh my God!
Oh! What just happened?
He just snaps like that.
And just smacks her across the face.
It's so shocking.
That was awful. Awful to actually see somebody do that to a woman.
That was not necessary.
carries on playing.
He just goes back to it.
That moment was actually mad.
It's completely and utterly out of order.
She gets up and she's finding her bearings.
She didn't even cry because that man hit her so hard, man.
She is just shocked.
He obviously has anger issues.
Everybody saw it on the internet. It went viral.
When the assault hit the internet, users were understandably shocked at the actions of the previously loved star.
He should be kept off the street if that's how he's going to react to people.
You never know what someone's capable of doing.
Afro Man was arrested, pleaded guilty to assault, and was ordered to take an anger management course. His victim, 21-year-old Hailey Bird, sued the singer, who settled out of court for $65,000 and made a rambling apology to her on his Facebook page. He said, "In my 15 years of performing, I noticed once one person jumps on stage, 100 people jump on stage. Young lady, I do not know your name. I want to truly apologise for slapping you. I understand if you never forgive me ever. I just got accepted into an anxiety anger management class. I start Friday. I no longer have the desire to perform for people." Afro Man had been a beloved artist with a record deal and a Grammy nomination, but the industry turned their backs on him and his career disappeared in a puff of smoke.
Soon after this incident, Afro Man just retires from touring. I wonder why.
Still to come, we're off to the X Factor, and James Arthur embarks on the mother of all feuds.
Why did I do that?
You've made people furious.
And pop hopefuls Avenue have their dreams crushed.
You lied to me. And my heart literally sank.
Singer-songwriters are always desperate to get their original songs heard, and where better to do that than on the X Factor.
The X Factor made some amazing, amazing artists.
In 2018, a talented young man arrived with his guitar, to the dismay of Simon Cowell.
I'm Tommy Ludford, I'm 20 years old, and I'm from Rye, Sussex. Everyone I was with at the time, like my mum, my girlfriend, my dad, my family, we was all just pinching ourselves.
What are you going to sing today for us?
I'm going to sing an original song. I know Simon's not a fan of the guitars.
No, but we're going to change his mind, aren't we?
I'm going to try and change his mind, Louis. Let's do it, yeah?
Good lad.
I'm used to playing little pub gigs, then to be in, Wembley Arena playing to like 5,000 people. That was what was mad.
I'm the Heisenberg around it, cooking up that good stuff, trying to be...
He's actually got a really good voice, and I love the fact that he plays guitar.
My six string playing, I'm the sound round it. It was like a dream. It was like, all the lights, the cameras, it was like, this is mental. This is crazy stuff.
4 yeses, congratulations.
Having proven his point, Tommy was into the next round. It was time to face the judges and the crowd once more.
Cameras are on you, ching lights are on, and it's like, oh my God, this is happening. Nerves, nerves, nerves. I'm thinking, oh my God. I'm from a little town with big dreams. I went from playing in...
He's wrote the song himself. He's done everything right.
He's in it to win it. The crowd are loving it.
I don't know if they whacked some auto-tune on that or something, but it sounded great. Song finishes, crowd roar. I'm thinking, amazing.
Oh my God.
He goes from being on stage to completely off stage.
But then there was like a collective...
He fell off stage!
Fall off stage!
Is he okay? What's happened?
Cameras are everywhere, no one knows what's going on.
Oh my God.
Right. Dermot O'Leary was there, and I remember him just going, "Are you all right, mate?" He's okay.
Underdog champion, slow motion hand rise.
It was like the hero. He's risen.
I felt so sorry for him, but it's hilarious.
And both the fans and the papers agreed.
I definitely think I'm up there. Lady Gaga, Gemma Collins. They're all battling for that top spot of who done the best stage dive.
JLS, Ollie Murs and One Direction are some of the most famous names in modern pop and achieved fame through one of the biggest British reality TV talent shows of all time, The X Factor.
It's a genius entertainment TV show.
It's one of the biggest shows in world television.
It's been on air since 2004 and at its peak achieved audiences in excess of 10 million viewers. Previous winners have included Little Mix and Alexandra Burke, and in 2006 it was Leona Lewis that took the honours. Also competing that year were boy band Avenue.
5 strapping young men.
It was myself that started out as a member of the band, and then the band was then built around me. Max, George, Scott, Ross and Johnny were told, you guys are going to be going into the X Factor competition. Boy bands are really starting to immerse now, and there's a lot of potential for a boy band to do really well.
Off you go.
And I'd love to say I do, give everything to you.
We knew that we had a great potential because when we were put in a room together to harmonise and to sing, there was a real chemistry between us all, and it was an experience that I'll never forget because we were like a brotherhood.
I think I better leave right now before I fall any deeper.
We're told, look, you guys are going to go into this competition, you've got to get through on your own merit of being top singers.
They were so young and impressionable, and they had such an amazing dream to really make it.
I'm going to say yes.
I'm going to say yes.
The band's harmonising grabbed the attention of the judges, who put them through to the next stage of the competition. It was time for boot camp,
Hi guys.
where they would face Louis and his panel of experts.
We really believed in ourselves because vocally nobody could touch us. We harmonised really well, we had the great look. And we just seemed to steamroll through every single round. Every single audition that we did, we nailed every single song.
Whatever I said, whatever I didn't mean it. I just want you back.
We were really confident going into the competition, and we just felt like it was going to really work for us.
You get closer and closer and closer to these live shows. It's just so exciting, and you can't believe it, and you can't believe what could possibly be ahead of you.
We felt like the final show was just in our grasp.
Thank you very much, guys.
With the live shows just around the corner, the boys' spirits were riding high. But Louis was about to publicly discover that the band had a dark secret.
I've just found out that Avenue have been lying to me all through the competition.
Through his little network of spies, I guess, finds out that this band have now got a manager.
It's all over the papers. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody thinks it's fake.
At the time, it was a big no-no. You had to go on that show unsigned.
I remember going into this meeting. As we walked to this other room, not knowing what was going to be on the other side of the door, Louis was sat there with all of the newspapers on the table.
You know why you're here. Guys, I've thought long and hard. It's been a really difficult decision.
You were asked if you had any representation or any management. You told me you didn't.
Guys, you broke the rules and you stopped somebody else getting in the competition.
And now here we are. It's gone to the national press. You lied to me, and for that reason...
Guys, you're disqualified from the competition. You lied to me.
And my heart literally sank. I didn't cry, I think I was in a state of shock.
They're all in absolute tears, and I can totally understand why that is. It's their dream, you know, and at that moment in time, Louis Walsh is saying, it's over.
They have no choice but to exit the show. That's it, that's done. They're publicly embarrassed, and they've taken the flak for what should have been somebody else's responsibility.
The band's shot at fame had been cruelly taken away.
We're just young lads trying to make it in the industry.
They were kids. Like, it's not fair.
But it wasn't only the band that had been embarrassed, as the tabloids were quick to point out.
It still affects me to this day. I perform, that gives me a happiness that's all I've ever wanted, is just to be able to sing. And I get to do that every weekend. And I'm glad that I get to do that. And I'd rather be a superstar dad and husband than a superstar.
Back in 2012, a 24-year-old contestant by the name of James Arthur shuffled onto the X Factor stage and blew us all away.
James Arthur, X Factor contestant / winner.
His voice was incredible.
I remember watching him and going, you're really sick,
charismatic and cool.
He did some amazing performances. It was just different.
His winner's single was the biggest selling single of any year on The X Factor.
2.5 million copies.
James was one of the most exciting new artists around, and his first album rocketed up to #2 in the charts.
He had a phenomenal start to his career. Not everyone who wins goes on to that superstardom.
But not everybody was a fan. Back in 2013, UK rapper Mickey Worthless posted various tweets and even recorded a track criticising him. James responded by posting this X-rated rap.
Mickey, you're a terrible rapper. You should shoot yourself. Hey, worthless. You got me wrong, bro. Yeah.
How disgusting is that?
You can't call out someone else online and come away looking like the better person.
If you're just using that word for effect, you're using it against a community.
It really just makes my blood boil.
There was a huge public outcry, and despite apologising later on The X Factor, James's promising career looked as if it may be over before it began.
You're being completely derogatory.
You can't say stuff like that.
And now it goes onto social media.
The slur caused outrage online. Several celebrities posted their views, including fellow X Factor contestant Lucy Spraggan.
And that's when. The same year as James Arthur was a contestant, Lucy Spraggan. Go on, Lucy.
She was super talented. She had a great personality. Lucy is a very open and out member of the LGBT community. Very rightly, she had an issue with that.
Lucy's quite right, because there's a whole generation watching X Factor who will misuse that word. You shouldn't be doing this. You don't know what it's like to be gay. I'm gay. Look at the responsibility of what you're saying.
James attempted damage control by responding with a series of tweets.
It makes my blood boil. I get so mad.
That just started a massive argument between them. James could have explained why he decided to use that word better.
James left Twitter, hoping to stop the scandal in its tracks, but unfortunately didn't use his time away from social media to take a full screen break. A few days later, Lucy posted this cryptic tweet. Before dropping a bombshell, releasing screenshots of abusive text messages that James had just sent her.
There was a text exchange. It's two people imploding.
They're now having this huge slanging match.
The old days, you took it outside, right? You rolled up your sleeves, right, let's take this outside.
Spraggan was unapologetic.
It had just fallen from an issue that Lucy very rightly had to now just calling each other names.
Yeah, not James Arthur, James Arsehole. Ha.
The press went from bad to worse.
Once they're out there, they're public property and they can be retweeted and reproduced all over the world.
And just when things couldn't go more horribly wrong, they did.
I've never seen this happen before or since, but some people requested a refund on the James Arthur album. iTunes had to send people money back because they didn't want to have the album anymore.
One fan was reportedly refunded, which opened the floodgates for others.
Why did I do that?
You've made people furious.
He lost his deal, everything over it.
Things went downhill from there, and in 2014, when James recorded a song, Follow the Leader, that included the controversial lyrics, I'm gonna blow up your family like I'm a terrorist, his record contract was terminated. James would be in the music wilderness for 3 years.
Don't have beef with people online.
It lives out there forever.
You're never gonna come away with this looking good.
He kind of got that all round, didn't he?
That is things going very wrong.
Still to come, Toni Braxton bears all.
Her butt was displayed to the whole stadium.
Jed would take the expression break a leg too far.
I don't know if somebody shot him and was trying to stop the show.
And Britain's Eurovision entrant Suri recalls the terrifying stage invasion in front of a global audience of millions.
I definitely did not see a figure approaching the stage.
That's very traumatic.
When it comes to pop stars, they don't come much bigger than Toni Braxton. She was first noticed in the 1980s performing alongside her sisters in the Braxtons, but quickly went on to release her debut self-titled solo album, selling over 10 million copies.
Toni Braxton is one of the most talented R&B singers.
She sold 67 million records worldwide and 41 million albums.
She's also a pianist, she's an actress, she's won 7 Grammys.
Her second album in 1996, Secrets, brought her continued success and produced what was to become her most recognisable hit.
Unbreak My Heart, fabulous tune.
Big sort of Whitney Houston-esque sort of ballad. You know, it's not like an R&B girl, not like a rap thing. She's like a classy woman, and she's always talking about, you know, your man is not man enough for me.
Her albums were described as music to make love to.
In 2013, Toni was spreading the love to her fans at the New Brunswick State Theatre in New Jersey.
You've got your favourite outfit on, you're looking hot.
She looks so fit in this outfit. It doesn't leave much to the imagination, but I don't need it to.
The 45-year-old was letting loose and the crowd was giving it back.
All of a sudden, her bottom falls out.
So her butt was displayed to the whole stadium, who cheered and loved it, and she was like, oh, they're loving me. You can lose half of your costume and not even realise it. Luckily, she has a lovely behind, right?
It's just out for everyone to see.
I'm not sure whether she's aware that her dress is unravelling at the back or not, but the audience definitely know.
Surely. When she turns around, the crowd screams. She must know.
She didn't seem to realise.
Toni Braxton is blissfully unaware.
But it goes on for too long, so she definitely doesn't know.
I think she thinks that they're cheering over her music. I don't think she knows that her ass is on show.
The band behind her, and they're having a great time. You know, they've got a great view of what's happening.
They're getting to see more of Braxton than they normally get paid to. It comes to a point where she wants to dance with the audience, who are invited, encouraged on stage. Now everyone's getting an eyeful.
Everyone's dancing, having a good time.
And that's when the wardrobe department did its best to pin up the singing star.
She's alerted to the fact that there is a wardrobe issue.
And it doesn't fit. And she don't care. She keeps delivering because they paid for a ticket and they're getting the show they paid for, plus that. She has a dance with them all. She gets to the end of the line. And they say chivalry is dead. Well, it is not, bitches.
Sort of ruined it for the rest of the audience, but no. Top points to him for doing it.
Just like her audience, the press were impressed with Braxton's show. And the singer herself was quick to laugh off the events of the evening.
That's what you see in every gay bar. Your ass falls out, you keep going.
Some of the greatest acts in music have been siblings. The Everly Brothers, Liam and Noel Gallagher. And then there's John, Paul, Henry, Daniel, Richard Grimes, and his brother, Edward, Peter, Anthony, Kevin, Patrick Grimes, otherwise known as Jedward.
Jedward!
Jedward. I hate just the fusion of the names, Jedward.
These two crazy Irish twins.
The power duo with that power high hair.
They're like Marmite.
I won't have a word said against Jedward.
I love Ireland, and I hate one thing about Ireland, and it's Jedward.
two kids that had a dream, had a vision.
They are grafters, those boys.
They wore their heart on their sleeves.
They know how this business works.
They may not have been the best singers in the world, but they were certainly entertaining.
Despite the twins' unquestionable popularity, their talents divided opinions.
I think it's quite hard for people to remember how shit Jedward were.
They couldn't dance, they couldn't sing, but they were just so watchable.
Now we're going to do our sound check.
In 2010, the twins were invited to perform live at one of the biggest summer festivals of the time.
It's really windy.
T4 on the Beach was this huge festival that happened every year in Weston-super-Mare.
It was just a big party.
Absolutely massive.
Some will boo, some will cheer, but they're still here.
She's not sure how the crowd are going to react to the phenomenon, the idea that Jedward are going to come onto T4's stage and perform a medley of their greatest hits.
It's Jedward!
The crowd is going wild.
They're running around, it's total chaos.
I feel like they've just been to the sweet shop and eaten like 101 lemon bonbons.
The musicality, oh, let's not worry about that now.
They just run around the stage over and over and over again.
Then all of a sudden, one of them just collapses. He's gone, he's on the floor.
It turned out that when executing a backflip, Edward landed badly, tearing all the ligaments in his knee.
He's just on the floor. I mean, I don't want to say it was embarrassing, but it was. Like, it was pretty embarrassing. I don't know where you go from there, really.
For a second, I was just like, oh my God, this guy's, that's it.
He's torn all the ligaments in his knee. I mean, that must have been agonising.
Despite the injury, Edward continues the performance.
Pushing down on me, pressing down on you, no man is
Up he gets and carries on.
Now that's not professionalism. I don't know what is.
Fair play to one of Jedward.
He's determined to get to the end of this medley, if it kills him, and it very well might.
What I love is that you can see they're going, yes, I'm injured, but the show must go on. And the audience are thinking, really doesn't have to. Really don't have to keep going. I really think you should stop now. Even with his leg not working, his leg is functioning better than his voice.
They just kept going.
It's like his body's rebelling against the performance.
He just like literally went down like a sack of potatoes.
I don't know if somebody shot him and was trying to stop the show.
Despite excruciating pain, Edward got back to his feet and made it to the end of the performance. As the brothers came off stage, Edward collapsed. The medics rushed to help and assess his condition. In obvious pain, Edward was stretchered to the waiting ambulance.
He had to have surgery. That's how bad that was. It wasn't like putting a cast thing.
Their performance would make the following day's headlines. And Twitter was alive with messages from fans and critics alike. Jedward's performance hadn't started off on the right foot. Their high-octane, high-energy routine had proved to be their Achilles heel.
Jedward might not be on your screen so much, but their fans, the Jedheads, they love them.
American singer-songwriter and record producer Miguel Pimentel burst onto the music scene in 2007.
Miguel is not wet behind the ears.
I think Miguel sees himself as like Prince.
He started his career at 13.
He's got a bit of respect, but he's not been as big as people expected him to be.
It wasn't until 4 years later, however, that he really started to turn heads with his second album, Kaleidoscope Dream, selling over 500,000 copies. It featured the triple platinum selling single Adorn, which sold over 3 million copies.
The most beautiful Marvin Gaye-esque sexual healing type of song.
In 2013, the single was nominated for Best R&B Song at the Billboard Music Awards, one of the biggest music award ceremonies in America. He was invited to perform the song live in front of a TV audience of more than 8 million.
Miguel is on stage and he's at these awards. He's at the height of his career.
The thing is about being a singer or being a musician is that there is a vibe. And you can catch a vibe on the stage and you're just in the moment.
He knows exactly what live work is about. He knows what the relationship between artist and audience is.
When you're on stage, like Miguel, you often think that you're much, much better than you are at everything.
You see him wanting to make the leap from the stage to the walkway.
He's singing his vocal and he's rocking back,
What the hell is he up to?
Right, I'm going to go for it. And then he takes this running jump. Terrible, it was carnage.
Miguel completely mistimed the jump, drop-kicking one fan viciously in the head while crushing another one beneath him on landing.
He skims the head of both of them. That unbalances him and his body weight goes down on their heads.
He sort of jumps like he wants to land in the splits.
OK, you can sing, you can play, you can perform. Being an Olympic long jumper is something else.
In the heat of the moment, he lost control.
I know what it's like in sound check. You kind of check out the stage, you think, well, I can jump now, I can make that, I'm going to jump on that speaker, I'm going to do this.
Whether he'd had a Vimto beforehand or a dandelion and burdock to spur him on to greater heights, I don't know.
He lands, sings, does this high note to sort of cover up, woo, realises that he's done it, and then sees one of the girls and sort of grabs her head and goes, and almost like to go to the camera, she's all right, look, she's with me, she's all right.
The fan immediately took to Twitter, concerned that his actions were irresponsible. In the immediate aftermath, it looked like Miguel had gotten away with nothing worse than bad headlines. But 2 years later, things went horribly wrong for the singer when he was sued by one of the girls for medical expenses, loss of wages, and loss of enjoyment of life for a sum in excess of $10,000. The case was settled out of court.
It was so unfortunate that those girls were in the wrong place at the wrong time.
When it comes to pop concerts, there's no bigger gig than Eurovision.
Eurovision is huge.
180 million viewers worldwide. This is the biggest show on telly.
We never win it though. But if you know that going into it, and you take the gig seriously, but don't take yourself too seriously, you can have a lot of fun.
In 2018, the UK Suri was headed to Lisbon, Portugal, with Storm, an uplifting track she hoped would put the nation back on top of the leaderboard.
I was really looking forward to it.
It's a great song. I'm going to do my best on stage, and anything at Eurovision is possible, so why not a win for Storm?
It means so much to her, this performance.
It's a huge deal. It's a huge deal.
This is the only time she'll have this big an audience.
This could make my career.
The hopes of her country are riding on her.
So then there's that, on top of that, on top of that.
It's her time.
Try not to make a mistake.
I rehearsed so much, and you do lots of technical rehearsals because it's such a huge show. And I can honestly say that I felt really, really ready.
Suri's opening lines sounded confident despite the huge crowd.
Nerves and adrenaline take on a whole new level when it's a show that big.
And her confidence grew as the audience came on side.
In that moment, I felt very in the zone.
Despite being alone on the stage, her voice filled the auditorium with ease.
Everything felt very tight and neat and good.
And as the chorus came around, the UK fans were having a ball.
The crowd was amazing. They were singing along every single word. They were screaming it at the top of their voice.
Any nerves were gone, and Suri was totally in control.
I had done the verses, set the narrative, done the first chorus, and then the second chorus comes round.
And as she launched into the second chorus, her immense range became evident.
My arms come up as part of the choreography, and
The stage gets invaded.
Guy runs on, elbows are out the way, and grabs the mic.
because I was in this light tunnel, I was very blinded by these bright lights. So I definitely did not see a figure approaching the stage, which is probably a blessing.
That person could have come on stage and done anything.
I had absolutely no idea until he was right there. He grabs the microphone and he starts yelling into it really loudly. My in-ear monitors are set to my level. Someone screaming, that's a very traumatic kind of noise. I don't know where I am.
Suri's moment in the global spotlight had been ruined by a stage invader protesting against the UK media.
It was chaos backstage. They were trying to get the guy out of the building into a police car, but that was all happening in front of the backing singers.
This is terrifying.
They cut to like weird shots of the audience just going.
The camera picks up Suri and she's sort of wandering about the stage. She doesn't know what to do.
My reaction was very British, was to turn away slightly, start clapping because I didn't have the microphone in my hands.
Not sure what they're going to do now.
Graham doesn't know what to say. I don't know what's going to happen here.
The microphone was wrestled out of his hand and just rolled back to my feet. You don't see that on the cameras because they'd cut away. All I had to do was bend down and pick it up. The performer's instinct does kick in. And it comes right back in on the lyrics, don't give up, hold your head up, which took on a whole new meaning.
Hey brother, don't give up.
Just carries on singing and just takes it to another level.
If that's not the great British spirit at play, I don't know what is.
The crowd in the arena have just soared to a new level as well. That support still gives me goosebumps.
We can hold our hands together through this storm, through this storm. Spread your love.
Yeah, I was livid. You can see my eyes, my pupils have never been so large. I just wanted to deliver that song, but I was very charged, and you can see that in my face.
She comes back and nails the ending of this song.
Wow. Well, the utmost respect to Suri.
Adrenaline like I've never experienced before, like I never will again. I was fuming. The roar of love and support that they shouted at me after that song was incredible.
And that roar continued into the Twitter sphere.
You instantly go to Twitter and you see what everyone else is saying.
Support flooded in on social media from fans and celebrities alike.
This is incredible.
Has she just taken this moment and propelled Great Britain to the top of the leaderboard? No.
Unfortunately, 5 people in Spain liked the song, that was it. The true emotions really came out backstage. I didn't know why that had happened and why that had been allowed to happen, and all of that came roaring up.
Let's hope this is the only time anything like that ever happens.
It was just a really unique moment on stage.
Still to come, R&B band Colour Me Bad come to blows.
It gives him this shove that almost sends him back to the 80s.
And pop icons Bucks Fizz open up about the horrific coach crash that left singer Mike Nolan fighting for his life.
He was given the last rites, and we didn't know whether he was going to live.
Hairbrush mic in hand, we've all daydreamed about becoming pop stars. But the industry is notoriously difficult to crack. Only a select few make it to the top, and for good reason.
What makes a pop star is a really big ego.
And a bit of swagger is important.
It's definitely a personal attitude. Liam Gallagher, he's got attitude.
I come first before any and that's my attitude, alright?
You've really got to be likeable.
You've got to be a good role model.
Take Lady Gaga, who stripped naked during a performance in London in 2013, sending shocked onlookers literally gaga.
This is the entertainment industry, so you've got to be able to give it some.
Just like Rihanna did. She got grabbed by a fan and gave them a good old mic drop.
You can be good looking, you can sing great songs, you can write great songs. It doesn't mean you're going to make it.
You don't have to sing to be a pop star. You just have to smile and be pretty.
You just got to have something that appeals to people.
And Miley Cyrus has got something. It's an inflatable penis.
You have to create the right image.
Got to have a good sense of balance to be a pop star. People have broken their ankles, broken their legs, stuff like that.
Sorry.
In the 1980s, Shakin' Stevens was one of the UK's top pop stars.
Shakin' Stevens was our Welsh version of Elvis in the 1980s.
I was a huge Shakin' Stevens fan when I was like 9 years old.
Shakin' Stevens had this sort of 50s retro show going on.
Denim with the collars up, the white boots on the toes, moving. It was like, wow, I haven't seen anything like that for a while.
He had those funny shaky legs.
It doesn't sound like that's going to work, but in those days it did.
He may have been known as Shaky, but he was a consistent purveyor of pop perfection. He's had a staggering 33 top 40 hit singles.
He was the most successful UK male artist of the 1980s.
All the housewives loved him.
He was such a hero of mine.
He sold millions of singles. Millions.
And his fame lives on thanks to his perennial Yuletide hit, Merry Christmas Everyone, which has old and young rocking around the tree to this day.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
In 2018, Shaky was invited onto Loose Women's Christmas Special, which went out live to add a touch of festive fun.
All the women loved the idea of Shaky going on, and he was going to perform one of his Christmas hits.
What's the best way to celebrate Christmas? Get Shakin' Stevens in, do the massive Christmas song.
Oh, go on then, I like this track, I like Christmas songs.
Snow is falling all around me. Children playing, having fun.
Okay.
Sorry, what was that?
It was a bit shaky.
Have you got the right song? Is it in the right key?
It's the season, love and understanding. Merry Christmas, everyone.
He was so out of tune.
He was off key and flat and sharp and all of those things.
It all went completely wrong.
The actual show goes sideways.
He obviously couldn't hear himself.
His in-ears weren't working.
If you can't hear what you're doing, you're hoping that it's going to be all right.
Shows the audience that it's real and it's live.
And Shake is a pro. You know, if you're a professional, you keep going.
Shaky may have kept going, but viewers went to Twitter, where it's fair to say they weren't very Christmassy.
Anything that happens now can be told to millions of people within seconds.
Unfortunately, that one thing will have dogged him.
And Shaky's nightmare before Christmas continued, as his shoddy singing was splashed across the papers.
Poor Shaky suffered and it probably wasn't his fault.
That man can sing, but on that day, he definitely couldn't.
Was he sharp or was the whole band flat?
Colour Me Bad burst onto the music scene in the mid-1980s and quickly aroused the attention of teenage fans with their clean-cut looks and their seductive R&B sound.
Colour Me Bad had a massive hit. I Wanna Sex You Up, everybody knows that song.
Come inside, take off your coat, I'll make you feel at home.
By 1991, they'd established themselves as a force to be reckoned with, going on to sell over 12 million records worldwide.
They were white guys, but it sounded like a black R&B group. And their lead singer had the most phenomenal voice. Two of them were incredibly good looking. One of them looked like George Michael in his heyday, and the other one just had an incredible, striking look, and that was a record company's dream. They really were.
2 #1 hits, nominated for Grammys, you know, platinum all over the world.
I'm sure that there were loads of babies who are watching this right now, who were made to that record.
By the late 90s, the band was no more. However, 12 years later, 2 original, if somewhat enhanced members, Mark Calderon and Brian Abrams, reunited.
They're trying to recapture that old thing with about 360 pounds more of them than there was originally.
They're reduced to a duo. It's Brian and Mark. And they're kind of playing, you know, it looks like a school hall. Brian's having a bad night. The voice is not good.
He leaves the stage, and Mark, the other guy, is left to do the vocals.
Brian had gone after only one song, leaving Mark alone to sex us up.
He's absolutely loving his life. Obviously, you would be if you're singing that song.
Mark delivers the most amazing vocal.
Does the end and he's singing well and finishes I Wanna Sex You Up.
The crowd are still cheering, almost like they're not missing Brian.
At that point, Brian returns. He must have thought, what? You're singing the big hit without me? And just launches his bandmate across the room.
And gives him this shove that almost sends him back to the 80s. He just went flying and walks off. He just turns around and leaves.
That was a venomous push. It's like pushing an enemy. That's a build-up of tension.
You can't attack each other on stage. On stage, in front of people.
Well, I'm sorry you guys had to see that.
Mark seemed to be okay as he got to his feet to apologise.
It's kind of a bit crazy, and I think the audience are absolutely shocked.
After the fall, Mark was taken to hospital and treated for neck and back pain. Brian was arrested for attempted assault but was released on bail. Fans immediately took to Twitter with their comments about the incident. And the music press were also quick to jump on the story. The following year, a much more sober Brian appeared on American Advice show Dr. Phil, full of remorse and admitted to his alcohol addiction in public.
I've been in and out of rehab 4 or 5 times.
It's so common in the music industry and just in the entertainment industry.
I have shown up for shows drunk, walked off the stage, pushed Mark right in front of the crowd.
People do rely quite heavily on alcohol or on drugs or on something, and it happens all the time.
I do things that I don't remember because as soon as I start drinking, I go straight to blackout.
A year later, the bandmates are still in litigation and have not performed together again.
Quite honestly, that should have been called I Want to Beat You Up.
When it comes to 80s pop bands, who could forget the one and only Bucks Fizz? They were one of the biggest British groups of the decade.
You gotta speed it up, and then you gotta slow it down.
With 3 number ones and many more top 10 hits, selling over 15 million records worldwide.
We were one of the first manufactured bands.
The band was made up of Cheryl Baker, Mike Nolan, Bobby G and Jay Aston.
Very much family entertainment.
We were called Bucks Fizz because the lady who put the band together liked to tipple.
Singing beautiful harmonies, lovely pop songs.
Their first song, Making Your Mind Up, was the entry for the 1981 Eurovision Song Contest, reaching number 2 in the UK charts even before the competition had been staged.
They just all took off so fast, you didn't even see it happening.
We won Eurovision fantastically, it was amazing. And I guess we're most known for the skirt ripping routine, which definitely got us a few more points.
They were giving ABBA a run for their money and went on to have huge chart success.
Every year we did a couple of tours everywhere, Europe and South America, Australia, and we had lots of hits all over.
Went back into Europe, promote Piece of the Action, so it was like that solidly for about 3-4 years.
In December 1984, the band set off on a UK tour.
It was a 2-week tour and all the shows had all sold out. It was absolutely brilliant.
We'd left the gig, which was in Newcastle City Hall, and we were going back to the hotel.
Everyone was really happy, onto the coach.
You've had a great gig, you're in the coach, you probably have a cup of tea and a sandwich. Everything is fine.
Myself and Cheryl were up the front of the coach.
I just remember hearing the words, "We're going to hit that." And then suddenly there was this enormous crash. And you were just thrown one way to the other.
Their tour bus was involved in a horrific smash with a lorry.
It was like hitting a wall, literally.
I think it was an impact of 70 miles an hour, and that was the speed that we went through the windscreen. Both Cheryl and myself went through it. We're knocked out.
Tom, our keyboard player, he was sitting at the table and the table went into his chest and broke just about every bone in the top half of his body. Cheryl also went out the window and broke her back.
By the time the accident happened, I don't remember anything else.
All 4 band members were injured along with some of their touring party, and they were rushed to Newcastle General Hospital.
Mike Nolan of the pop group Bucks Fizz is tonight in a coma after undergoing an operation to remove a blood clot from his brain.
He got to the hospital and was actually up and talking, but he kept saying he had a terrible headache. He collapsed and went into a coma.
His condition is critical and may either deteriorate, possibly to a fatal outcome.
Both Mike and Tom died and then were revived a couple of times. He was given the last rites and we didn't know whether he was going to live.
The family were told he wasn't going to last through the night. To see the state of the bus was a real shock.
I came round 4 weeks later. They'd operated on, had a clot in the brain, and had to remove it.
With Mike Nolan's life hanging in the balance, the future of Bucks Fizz was in serious jeopardy.
I was sitting in a wheelchair and they'd opened the door when they walked Mike for the first time. He was very thin. He couldn't walk without aid. His head was shaved and I didn't recognise him.
It must have been terrifying, heartbreaking.
It was that moment that I kind of froze. It still upsets me, but just a realisation.
I was in there for 6 weeks. The last 2 weeks I remember, and all I wanted to do was get out.
Mike couldn't talk properly. He didn't know who anyone was. It was a bit like taking a toddler and teaching them everything as quickly as possible. We had to relearn to eat, to speak, everything. It took Mike years to recover.
That crash changed his life forever, and it changed the band forever.
I was quite badly injured in that I couldn't see very well, I couldn't speak very well. I decided 3 days after the crash to leave the band.
With Jay gone and Mike seriously injured, it looked like the band would never perform again. But after 6 months of recuperation, Mike made an incredible recovery. He felt that he was fit enough to get back to the band, despite having been diagnosed with epilepsy.
I can't do anything else. I mean, outside the business. I mean, I couldn't go and work in the local office.
They're back making great albums again. I mean, and who'd have thought it all these years on?
We just love doing it. It's just great fun.
Still to come, horribly wrong pop star interviews as Shabba Ranks shows Mr. Loverman's love is conditional.
Man should multiply. The multiplication is done by a male and a female.
That's absolute crap, and you know it.
Mark Lamar calls BS on Shabba Ranks.
Fair play, Mark.
And Icelandic pop star Sigur Rós give one interviewer the cold shoulder.
Are you guys a bit of a phenomenon in Iceland?
They're giving the interviewer nothing. Really awkward.
In the late 1980s, the Manchester music scene was producing some of the best indie rock bands the world had ever seen. One such band were the Happy Mondays, with their psychedelic sound and their hell-raising, self-destructive frontman, Shaun Ryder.
I love Shaun Ryder. I actually think he's a big pussycat.
Mr. Manchester. I mean, is there anybody cooler than this guy?
He is a character. He's a bit of an off-the-wall guy.
By 1993, Shaun's drug addiction had helped bankrupt his record label. The Happy Mondays were no more. In heavy debt and looking for work, Shaun decided to start again with new band Black Grape. In 1996, Shaun was invited to do a live interview on the new, twice-daily, high-rating Channel 4 entertainment show, TFI Friday.
And you know that you swear a lot, don't you? You are aware of that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you don't mean to, do you?
No, not at all, Chris. It's just the way it happens, you know.
It's just your lingo. That's the way it is. Yeah.
Now, you read Train Spotters, king.
Yeah, that's all right, you see. That's OK. Well, Shaun has promised tonight to do his best, haven't you, Shaun?
Yeah.
Please, you mustn't swear on the programme. It's like, well, here we go. Where do you want me to start?
If you don't swear tonight, I'll give you my shoes.
That's good.
All right? Now, what you got to ask yourself is, would you like these shoes?
If Chris offered me his shoes, I'd swear at him. I mean, because they wouldn't fit me.
I'd find somewhere to wear them, yeah, definitely.
Genius.
They sort of want him to swear.
You're on tender hooks when you're watching, because you know what his reputation is.
Patrick Cox, man, and Patrick's the fucking good...
Out it comes, boom!
It's very hard to control a man who's on the sort of medication that Shaun Ryder was on at that time.
You're on again. So we apologise for that. Shaun, do your best for me, mate.
Chris Evans immediately apologises the moment Shaun says the F word.
I think Chris Evans secretly loved it.
Emergency board written, apologise. What did I just do? I just apologised.
Shaun was immediately banned from being interviewed live on Channel 4 again, all because of his potty mouth. 5 weeks later, the channel decided to allow Shaun back on the show, but his interview had to be pre-recorded. Chris Evans was obviously pleased to have him back as they talked about Shaun's dream to appear on Stars in Their Eyes.
Tonight, for your girls, who are you going to be for us?
I'm going to be Johnny Rotten.
Shaun leaves Chris Evans to go into the studio live and sing the song.
Channel 4 had decided it was safe to allow him to sing live as Hellraiser Johnny Rotten, as the lyrics weren't offensive.
Poof. Down goes the F-bomb again.
It's almost as if he can't remember the lyrics without saying the F word. You know, he slotted it in everywhere.
Over and over.
F-bomb, F-bomb, F-bomb.
And over again.
Very sorry for Shaun's bad language again on this show.
The thing about Chris is He knows when he's got TV gold.
So we're sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry.
It was his Sex Pistols moment.
Evans and Channel 4 bosses were forced to apologise.
It's a great story. Shaun Ryder goes back on to TFI Friday and swears again, and is now banned from Channel 4.
It had all gone horribly wrong for Shaun Ryder. Being the only named individual to be banned from appearing live on Channel 4 meant he'd lost a huge promotional opportunity for his music. Barely a year later, Shaun was in crippling debt and was threatened with bankruptcy.
I don't know, there's something a little bit desperate about swearing, obviously, on TV. I think it's a way to get attention. It's just fucking stupid.
In the early 90s, Jamaican dancehall sensation Shabba Ranks went global, thanks to his huge hit, Mr. Loverman.
Shabba Ranks was one of the first artists to take that reggae rap style and make it mainstream. This guy was massive.
In 1992, Shabba was booked as a guest on Channel 4's late-night controversy fest The Word to plug his new track, Slow and Sexy.
That was one of the biggest shows at the time.
Love that show, great show.
A lot of the content was live. You never really knew what was going to happen next.
Shabba, are you as good as a lover as Mr. Loverman?
Well, girls would have to answer that question.
The show featured a report on homophobic lyrics in a song by fellow Jamaican singer Buju Banton.
The lyric that his friend and colleague Buju Banton had written appears to endorse killing gay people.
The shocking lyrics had hit the headlines. Presenter Mark Lamar wanted to know what Shabba thought about the outrage that Banton had provoked.
Shabba, are you a Buju Banton fan? What did you think of that piece?
I'll be on the supporting side where you got freedom of speech, freedom of opinion.
But he's got freedom of speech, but his freedom of speech is saying go and shoot gay people. Surely that's wrong.
Well, most definitely right now, from a far-fit the law of God Almighty, you deserve crucifixion.
Really?
What on earth is this guy thinking?
Is this guy for real?
Most definitely. The Bible. I live by the concept of the Bible, which is the righteousness of.
He lives by the Bible. He says it over and over again. So he really believes what he's saying.
He thinks I should be crucified, put on a cross.
We can't believe this.
This is just lunacy. You've gone mad, mate.
And the Bible stated that man should multiply. The multiplication is done by a male and a female.
But that's absolute crap, and you know it. You two go and sit down, we'll go and see we'll see what Katie's doing.
Mark Lamar is brilliant.
Mark Lamar calls BS on Shabba Ranks.
Fair play, Mark.
We'll see what Katie's doing, because this has all gone completely mad.
Mark Lamar is the hero of this episode.
Shabba's shocking views hit the headlines, and Mr. Loverman became Mr. Hated Man.
Shabba Ranks later apologised.
Shabba said that he regretted the statements and that he did not approve of any act of violence against gay people or any other human being. The apology came a few months after the broadcast, but it proved to be too little, too late.
And then it just all collapsed.
After that, nobody would book him.
People didn't want to know.
His record sales started failing.
Bookings went down.
He lost gigs.
He became kind of a joke.
Shabba was dropped by his record label in 1995 and has not released any music since then.
That's where he came a cropper.
He was the one punished. Not by God, but by himself.
It basically ended his career.
You deserve crucifixion.
Shabba says all this, and then he's never seen again. That's what happens when you mess with the gays.
You might not know your Icelandic pop, but if you've ever seen Planet Earth, like millions of others, you will have heard Sigur Rós. Their distinctive, ethereal soundscapes reflect the vast, sparse landscape of Iceland.
These guys have sold like 2 million records across the world.
Written soundtracks.
We may not know exactly who they are, like you would know a big rock band, but these guys are killing it.
In October 2007, the band were in New York to promote their documentary film Heima, which means homelands. The film captures a cold and bleak Iceland as the band reflect on their desire to return to perform free, unannounced concerts in remote locations across their home country. Whilst in New York, they were invited to the National Public Radio Studios to chat to host Luke Burbank.
Sigur Rós is Jon Bergersen on guitars and vocals, Kjartan Svensson on keyboards, Ori Pál Djarsson on drums, and Georg Holm on bass. How did I do with those names, guys?
That's pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you start out playing this kind of music, or did you start out as a more, people might think, regular sounding band, and then did you kind of go here as you experimented?
They're giving the interviewer nothing.
You could hear a pin drop in there.
It's like trying to draw fluid out of a stone.
I don't know. I think we probably just started out playing like this.
Well, we just start writing it. Well, all right, how?
At some point, you decided to get in the same room and start playing music with each other. What was the motivation? You just wanted to make music?
Yeah.
Like literally nothing.
Yeah, that's basically it. Want to make music.
What have you turned up for? Why have you signed up for this?
Could you have ever imagined, though, that it would become this sort of big phenomenon that it's become?
He has just really met with a brick wall with every single question asked.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, I don't think we really expect anything. We're just playing the music.
Not just monosyllabic replies, but clearly disinterested.
He saw it as a challenge. He was like, I'm going to get more than one word out of these guys.
Are you guys a bit of a phenomenon in Iceland?
Phenomenon. Phenomenon.
Yes. No. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, we are quite well known in Iceland, I guess. You know.
Really awkward.
We're just playing.
Getting no response from the band, presenter Luke started to show signs of frustration.
Are you enjoying life as a successful band that gets to tour the world and be a part of fascinating interviews like this? Is it fun?
Ouch.
Luke tried to turn the conversation to the band's lyrics, which are often written in their own made-up language, Hopelandic. He wanted to find out the meaning behind the words.
I mean, it doesn't mean anything. If you do it the same time every time, does it start to take on a meaning for you?
No.
It's pretty much just tumbleweed.
Mm-hmm.
The band did themselves no favours with their yes-no answers, and show host Luke Burbank even described it as one of the worst interviews he's ever done.
I think I did pretty bad the first time through.
If you're on a show, it's your job to promote yourself, to promote your new music, to be excited about it.
You have a responsibility to give us fans what we're looking for, which is some conversation, a response, some answers to our question.
Sigur Rós, thank you guys very much for coming on the Bryant Park Project.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't think that band will ever be invited back to that show.
They needed to go to interview school, obviously.
You might as well refuse to do interviews. Just play music.
I don't know.
Still to come, pop stars out of control as Chris Martin lashes out.
I was gobsmacked.
There's no excuse for that kind of violence.
And Shane MacGowan is on the lash.
Shane is drunk, everyone is drunk.
That is rock and roll.
In 2008, Chris Brown had the world at his very nimble feet.
Chris Brown rose to fame when he was quite young.
One of the greatest R&B stars in our time. He was meant to be the next Michael Jackson.
At just 16, his debut single, Run It, had been #1 in America for a month, and within 2 years he had 2 double platinum albums.
Talent level is completely off the scale. He looks great, and his dancing ability is second to MJ.
So he's a superstar.
Massive all round the world.
Not only that, but a certain Caribbean superstar had allowed him space under her umbrella.
Chris Brown and Rihanna made the cutest couple.
Two of the biggest pop stars on the planet.
Everybody loved them together as a couple.
Together, the starlets were pop's golden couple. But in February 2009, all that changed when the couple were on their way home from a glamorous pre-Grammy Awards party.
They get into an argument.
He beats up Rihanna.
She was left with some severe bruising.
We saw the pictures the next day. It was incredibly shocking.
The public was appalled. Rihanna ended the relationship, and the response from the music world was just as decisive.
He was blacklisted, and the radio stations take him off their airwaves overnight.
His adverts were cancelled.
He has to pull away from various award shows.
He was cancelled from the Grammys.
That's millions and millions of American dollars gone down the Swanee.
That is why you need to operate to a different standard, because the stakes are so high.
Literally career suicide.
After months of silence, the star took to his YouTube channel and made an emotional statement.
Hi, I'm Chris Brown. Since February, my attorney has advised me not to speak out, even though ever since the incident, I wanted to publicly express my deepest regret and accept full responsibility.
This is when it's tricky being a pop star.
He's sitting there and apologising.
When everything's in the public eye, your relationship, you, and what you did, you kind of have to do a public apology.
I can only ask and pray that you forgive me, please.
I believe he was genuinely sorry.
You've really got to show massive contrition. It's not going to, oh yeah, sorry, mum. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that.
An apology is one thing, the legal consequences are another. The singer pleaded guilty to assault and was sentenced to 5 years probation, a year's domestic violence counselling, and 6 months community service.
If you beat up your partner, you should really go to prison.
But that was what they thought was suffice for him.
If you're a pop star musician, you get away with community service.
Chris's shame was made public as it was broadcast on local news station WRIC-TV.
The way they do it there is right, you're going to be publicly humiliated. Press are going to film you doing this nonsense.
He was cleaning up weeds.
Looks ridiculous. His little fluorescent vest. He's still kind of trying to be a bit gangster. This is my turf. I got my hoe. It's very Chris Brown, isn't it? Hit after hit after hit. There's no humility. There's just like, yeah, I'll do this and that.
I'm not being funny, but he is simply doing the gardening.
He sees a metal fence, picks it up.
He puts his head through it.
Look, I'm kind of in prison.
Which just reminds us that he should be behind bars.
Eating his McDonald's, no more fancy dinners.
10 years on, and though Chris's career may have recovered to an extent, the assault hasn't been forgotten. While Rihanna went on to be known for a string of global hits, Chris Brown will always be known for one.
One of our idols and our superstars does need to be better than us, does need to operate and conduct himself at a higher standard.
We all have low times and we all have high times, and we all sometimes don't deal with those low times in the best possible way.
It's just really sad that he has a whole other side of demons that he has to control.
No one holds a place in the hearts of music fans like Shane MacGowan.
I absolutely adore Shane MacGowan.
Everybody in the world knows him. Some people might not know that they know him. It's because of the Christmas hit.
Fairy Tale of New York. One of the most famous songs of all time.
What an amazing song. He is a great songwriter.
Such a wonderful rock and roll frontman. Irish music, but it's Irish music with a big pair of bollocks.
And there's another thing that's big about Shane.
Shane also has another great ability. It's the ability to drink so much alcohol and yet still remain standing and perform.
Back in 2000 in Belgium, Shane was performing as only he can.
He's obviously inebriated. It's astonishing that he has put his body through what it's been through, and he can even still sing.
After the gig, Shane headed backstage for an interview with Belgian TV presenter Luc Alou.
Hi, Tommy. Hi, Shane. My name is Luc. Pleased to meet you.
The two of them had been hijacked by a TV crew.
You can sit down. Okay.
I don't want to sit down.
You want to do the interview standing up?
Yes.
Okay. Well, how is it with you? Fine. Fine.
Shane can't stand or talk or might not even be fully conscious.
He was pickled.
Get him some water, get him a kebab.
I sucked it up.
What?
It's big enough to suck.
His little mate, Animal, who plays the banjo, he's also annihilated.
Animal is so happily pissed.
I remember this
We
boy
sucked it up
when
when I was 15.
had a good haircut, no beard.
I've never seen such a happy drunk.
I have a belly.
That should not be happening. Somebody should have said, I'm sorry, the guys will talk to you later. When a TV crew's got you on their own and there's no management to say cut, they're going to go for it.
You drinking water right now?
No, it's gin.
Oh, gin. You like gin?
I love gin.
The way he spoke to that interviewer, that's like how I speak to my Uber drivers.
Who's your favourite woman?
The Virgin Mary. I want to give her one.
Wow.
You know, you sing your John McCormick?
Yeah, please, go ahead.
Oh, fuck your own son, then you'll suck me.
They're in a state that they shouldn't be captured and made fun of.
Always. You know, people go on about my lyrics, and all I do is I'm a journalist. You know, what I say, you know.
He got so drunk that he couldn't find the door.
There's only one door, it's the porter cabin, it's not that difficult.
That's my #1 rock and roll moment of all time.
You can check out, but you can never leave.
Are there some days that you are sober? Or you drink all days? Or?
I drink all day, every day, all night, every night.
Yeah?
Shane has lived his life to the full.
Okay, I bring you outside. Tommy, how are you?
I'm drunk.
What? You're drunk?
Drunk.
Oh, drunk. Everyone is drunk
I've been
tonight.
drinking, Shane.
That is rock and roll. It's old-fashioned rock and roll.
They're guzzling away, straight out the bottle, as if it was Perrier or something.
Give me a bowl.
Hats off that they can even mumble.
Thank you for the interview, mate.
This is one of the saddest and funniest things I've ever seen.
The interview is over, Shane.
Shane's still hanging on in there, isn't he?
When you're that drunk, sometimes you just have to claim your space and be like, this is where I'm staying for the night.
The interview is over.
He isn't going to leave the room. He wants the party to continue.
Rock and roll.
Roll, runner.
See you.
He doesn't know where to stop.
The encounter would have been forgotten if it was ever remembered in the first place, but the interview was posted online where it attracted a lot of comments. Some supportive, others angry.
This is a man who's really lived. I don't understand how he's still on the planet.
I laughed out loud during most of it, but I also was quite heartbroken.
The interview is over.
When it comes to rock bands, they don't get much bigger than Coldplay.
Coldplay are a huge, huge band.
They fill stadiums all over the world.
Viva La Vida is one of my favourite tracks.
Their uplifting anthems have won fans the world over and sold over 100 million records. And while some rock stars treat rehab stints and brushes with the law as badges of honour, teetotal Chris Martin was voted world's sexiest vegetarian in 2005.
Chris Martin and the whole of Coldplay are global superstars. Then you've got Gwyneth Paltrow, one of the world's most successful actresses.
When they married in 2003, Chris's leading lady was an Oscar winner who'd appeared in a string of box office smashes.
She'd been in Sliding Doors, she'd been in Seven, Shakespeare in Love, huge, huge movies.
It's interesting when you get a double act of a famous actress and a famous singer.
Her and Chris Martin, when they got married, that was one of the showbiz stories of the century.
In January 2008, Chris was spotted wheeling Gwyneth into New York's Mount Sinai Hospital with a mystery illness.
She had been seen being taken into hospital in a wheelchair.
When Gwyneth emerged 3 days later, the paparazzi were waiting.
Everything okay, Gwyneth?
Everybody wanted to know what was going on.
She doesn't look very happy as she walks out. She's trying to get into the car.
Everything okay?
But they've just got a camera straight in her face.
Gwyneth looked really frail as she came out of that hospital. You got the paparazzi right there on top of her.
It's got to be a very strong person to deal with paparazzi taking photographs.
There is a massive demand for the right picture. It can make or break their careers.
Somebody being seen in a situation they wouldn't normally be seen in, those are the photographs they like.
They can earn a lot of money from the right photograph.
Congratulations, Chris.
Her husband, Chris Martin, emerges.
He's got a carrier bag in his hands. He's not dressed how Chris Martin is meant to be dressed, so he doesn't want the attention.
Respect. Jesus. Have some respect. He goes for him. Have some respect, he says. Have some respect. Unrelenting.
I was gobsmacked.
What are you doing?
Chris Martin picked this camera up. He looks like he's going to get into the car.
Hey, Chris, thanks for the video.
Video guy is screaming.
You give it back to him or this door's getting broken. Give the camera back to him.
The paparazzi want to get the picture. That's their job.
In a way, Chris Martin has bought the ticket to get that publicity.
Man, you've got to have some respect. What a jerk you are. You're supposed to be a father.
Chris's shocking explosion of anger made headlines on both sides of the Atlantic.
They can't be surprised that they're there to take those pictures when they emerge from the hospital.
If you use the press are going to use you. Of course they are.
This is the music business. That's the way it is. You knew what you were getting.
We all want to know what's going on.
And what was going on perhaps explains the star's outburst. It was later revealed that sadly, Gwyneth had just suffered a miscarriage.
He's obviously going through a very traumatic miscarriage and a child that they won't have now. There is going to be that element of emotions just running all over the place between the pair of them.
Respect.
I can see it from both sides.
There's no excuse for that kind of violence, but at the same time, you know, the guy is really worried about his wife.
You can't wear that smile all the time.
In fact, according to press reports, this wasn't the first time that Chris had been involved in run-ins with the Paps in the noughties.
It's difficult to judge how you would react in a certain moment.
It's the straw that broke the camel's back. They're both in the wrong.
In the emotional turmoil of what must have been a really difficult time for him and Gwyneth, I kind of understand why he did it.
Respect.
Still to come, rockers. Guns N' Roses have an axle to grind with the audience.
Roll up my sleeves, I'm going to dive in.
I've had enough.
Sod the set.
I'm going to have you, mate.
And Meatloaf will do anything for love, but he won't stand up.
Something is seriously wrong with Meatloaf.
Pop fans love a larger-than-life persona, and when it comes to Meatloaf, everything about him is huge.
When you talk about rock and roll icons, Meatloaf was up there.
Not his real name, obviously.
This man is a giant of rock and roll. Bat Out of Hell, one of the biggest selling albums of all time, #1 everywhere.
That album is part of the canon of our popular culture.
He decides to come back in the early 90s with Bat Out of Hell 2, a massive selling album.
One of the biggest hits of that album, I Would Do Anything for Love.
Meatloaf may not have done it, but the song certainly did. The 1993 hit reached #1 in 28 countries and earned him a Grammy. So when the rock god performed in Canada in 2016, the song was the climactic encore of his show.
He was touring the world in 2016, but he's still a national treasure. Audiences love him.
There's all these people, a loving crowd, Meatloaf fans and Meatloaf fans, right? Die-hard fans who will love him no matter what.
He's up there, he's doing his thing, he's wowing the audience, he's been doing it for decades, it's all going well. He's starting to miss notes, you can tell his voice isn't holding up very well.
He's not really looking good.
It soon becomes clear that Meatloaf is in trouble.
He staggers a bit and then puts the mics down and goes down onto his hands and knees and lies down.
It's a very strange moment. We can't quite work out whether this was part of the act. Is he falling to the stage for theatrical, dramatic Meatloaf effect?
Dropping his mic to the ground, he dramatically collapses onto the stage.
The guitarist puts his guitar and runs over.
And there is panic in the band and the crew as to what on earth has happened to Meatloaf.
Meatloaf lay helpless in front of his fans.
That something is seriously wrong with Meatloaf.
The musicians all stopped playing and rushed to his aid.
People needed to help him.
The show was brought to an abrupt conclusion. Fans were told to clear the auditorium and the star was hospitalised.
Credit due Meatloaf. You got out there, you did what you do best, but man, look after yourself.
There's that old adage, the show must go on, right? But there comes a point where the show can't go on because you can't go on.
His official Facebook page put the collapse down to dehydration and assured fans that all was well. But there were few details about the incident until months later when a frail-looking Meatloaf took to the cosy sofa of This Morning to explain.
I'd had the flu 2 shows before we did the Edmonton show. All of a sudden I started feeling dizzy. It was from dehydration. They kept me in the hospital for 10 hours.
The star may have scoffed, but Meatloaf's nightmare moment is a reminder that even rock gods sometimes need a Lemsip.
We all have those people that we look up to. You suddenly realise that he is only human. I think that should be written into your contract, that at some point somebody's got to tell you enough's enough.
He lives to sing again.
He's got nothing to prove. He's had like one of the biggest selling albums of all time, but he still got out there and still delivered a show. Credit to you, Meatloaf.
Back in the early 90s, one rock band took the world by storm.
Nirvana, one of the biggest American bands of all time.
Grunge was the new music movement.
And Nirvana changed a generation.
It was all about Kurt Cobain.
Led by the enigmatic frontman, guitarist and chief songwriter Cobain, Nirvana are considered to be one of the most influential bands in alternative music history, selling over 75 million records worldwide. In 1990, Cobain hooked up with fellow grunge star Courtney Love, lead singer of the band Hole.
It was a whirlwind of a relationship.
People tend to forget that she was actually a musician in her own right. Hole is such a great band. I loved them as a kid.
The couple became rock star royalty and were married in 1992.
It was a whirlwind of a relationship.
But it was also reportedly a turbulent one, with rumours of drug addiction and battles with depression. Then in 1994, Kurt tragically took his own life. His death was mourned by fans all over the globe, and it hit Courtney hard. In the following years, she was involved in several bouts of outrageous behaviour, from being arrested for assaulting fans to starting fights on aeroplanes. In 2002, the band decided enough was enough, and Hole split up. But after a break of 8 years, Courtney drafted in new members and they started recording again.
Courtney Love had managed to forge a career after the tragedy of losing her husband Kurt.
And in 2011, they were flown to South America for a gig.
Hole are booked to play a festival in Brazil. And there's one fan in the crowd who holds up a photograph of Kurt Cobain.
Oh shit, this is fucking hard. You know, I don't need to see a picture of Kurt, asshole.
When she sees it, she does not like it.
Seeing the image of Kurt Cobain upsets her.
That's probably a wound that never heals.
She's not over it, and it's too painful.
She's angry because somebody's holding up a picture of her more talented dead husband.
And I'm gonna have you fucking removed if you keep throwing that up. I'm not Kurt.
Courtney Love absolutely loses it.
It's crazy.
I have to live with this fucking shit and his ghost and his kid every day. Throwing that up is stupid and rude.
This is not a nice way to behave, surely.
And I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you, do it again.
This is anger that I've never seen really from an artist on stage.
Who attacks their own audience? You want them to love you and keep coming back.
You know what? You weren't fucking married to him. I fucking was. You didn't get kicked out of a band by him like Dave. He did. Go see the fucking Foo Fighters and do that shit.
But there's obviously a beef there going on between Courtney Love and Dave Grohl.
Dave, of course, was in Nirvana with her late husband, Kurt.
Great, we'll leave now. Fuck you.
And she literally walks off the stage, gives him the finger, and that's it. And the show's over.
It's not just that you're angry at that situation, you're also often angry probably at your career. That's what it's reminding her of.
She just has a complete meltdown.
People are trying everything they can to persuade her to go back on.
One of Courtney's band members comes on the stage.
Do you guys want to see Courtney back?
I thought he's going to say, OK, let's all chant, Courtney, Courtney.
All right, then repeat after me after 3. The Foo Fighters are gay. 1, 2, 3.
Really? It's all a bit weird and surreal.
I just can't believe it.
Show me your Courtney, show me. After some of the audience chanted those highly offensive words, a couple of minutes later, Courtney finally came back on stage to the delight of her fans.
I don't care what you listen to at home, but a guy takes money off my kid's table, fuck him.
She starts ranting again about something to do with the Foo Fighters taking food off her children's table. I mean, something bad's really gone on there, you know?
I just wonder why this fan had that photo. Like, what possibly could that have meant? Was it a tribute? Was it to provoke her?
Courtney's foul-mouthed meltdown made headlines all over the globe. And when the footage went online, fans weren't impressed. Courtney went through nearly 20 years of lawsuits with the surviving Nirvana members, going back and forth over the rights to the band's back catalogue. But when Nirvana were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2014, it was clear that Courtney and Dave Grohl were best buddies again.
Great, we'll leave now. Fuck you.
You don't want to pick a fight with Courtney Love. Here's some advice. Don't hold up a poster of Kurt Cobain if you ever go and see her live.
Big hair, eyeliner and high heels. And that's just the blokes. The world of rock music has bred a different kind of pop star altogether. And when it comes to the bad boys of rock, they don't come much more badass than Guns N' Roses.
The most rock and roll band of any band on planet Earth ever is Guns N' Roses.
Proper rock band. In all senses. An iconic band. Amazing songs. Everybody loved them.
The band's debut album, Appetite for Destruction, has sold over 30 million copies worldwide, making it one of the biggest-selling albums of all time.
Came to prominence late 80s, early 90s.
The most delinquent, messy, messed up.
They definitely lived the rock and roll lifestyle. They were like the bad boys.
Partying, hardcore band.
And heading up the hell-raising rockers was none other than Axl Rose.
By all accounts, I think Axl Rose is the classic rock and roll frontman.
A very charismatic frontman.
He obviously had a bit of an ego to go with it.
He believed all the hype. He was larger than life. You'd expect something pretty fiery, pretty energetic, pretty full-on with Axl Rose leading that group.
Over the years, the turbulent frontman has had fans thrown out of gigs, turned up hours late, or just not bothered to show at all. But one of his most infamous moments happened back in 1991 at the newly opened Riverport Amphitheatre, Missouri.
In the middle of their set, he's giving it all, and then suddenly he spots somebody taking a photograph. He asks them to stop.
Literally in the middle of a line. Roll up my sleeves, I'm going to dive in. I've had enough.
Sod the set.
I'm going to have you, mate.
He knows exactly who and what he's going for.
I'm getting stuck in.
It wasn't pretty.
Well, he disappears into the crowd.
Is he even there? Has he disappeared? Is it a magic trick? Who knows?
But you can see people sort of trying to drag him off. Others are standing around having a good look. Security and his team are then a bit confused. They can't quite get him out, and it's all a bit of a mess.
Axl was eventually bundled back onto the stage, trashed his microphone and stormed off. The gig was over. Disgruntled fans had other ideas.
Fans just literally rioted.
Smashed things up.
Police were called.
It wasn't a good move, Axl.
60 people were injured and Rose was charged with inciting the riot. Rioting fans destroyed the band's equipment and they had to cancel their next gig. Axl was found guilty of assault and property damage, sentenced to 2 years probation and ordered to pay $50,000 to local charities. The fan he punched sued him for $2 million but settled out of court for an undisclosed sum and an autograph.
You're going to go to a concert to see them. You had to kind of take your crash helmet with you.
Crazy times.
But hey, rock and roll.
Still to come, we've saved the best till last. It's Beatlemania.
The Beatles were bigger than anyone ever.
And the Fab Four proved that things can go horribly wrong, even for the world's biggest band.
Their live tour was in jeopardy. I mean, it got really nasty and very, very heated.
I'm so sorry I opened my mouth.
Over the last 3 hours, we've seen the highs.
Shane is drunk, everyone is drunk.
But mainly the lows.
Guys, you're disqualified from the competition.
Of pop stardom. From pratfalls to tragedy.
We went through the windscreen.
There have been divas and dramas. But one thing's for sure, when it comes to pop stars going horribly wrong, it can sometimes be car crash, but they'll never give you a bum deal. Unless they're Toni Braxton. Now we've saved the best till last. In the 1950s, the UK music scene was all about tea dances, variety shows, and the latest American import, rock and roll. Then came the 1960s and the dawn of Technicolor. The end of conscription in the UK saw young people being given the freedom to do what they wanted, and with it the music evolved, giving birth to the biggest band of all time, the Beatles.
The Beatles were bigger than anyone ever.
We now can't imagine just how big they were.
Wonderful songs, great charisma. They are the first true definition of global superstars.
By 1963, the hysteria surrounding the group meant the press had coined the term Beatlemania.
Everybody knew them, everybody wanted to be with them.
Hordes of screaming female fans followed the band wherever they went, and by 1964, Beatlemania had crossed the pond to the States. In February that year, they performed on The Ed Sullivan Show to a television audience of 73 million people.
We're, 4 or 5 years into their career, they'd already sold 800 million records worldwide.
The mania was so great by 1965 that they were booked into stadiums to perform. They were the first band ever to do so with an audience of 55,000 in New York. The Beatles could simply do no wrong. By March 1966, the 4 young lads from Liverpool were releasing their 7th studio album, Revolver.
The Beatles are in the middle of a publicity machine promoting.
And John Lennon gives an interview.
He's discussing religion and the phenomenon of the popularity of the Beatles.
At the time, the decline of Christianity in the West was a major topic of discussion. The 2-page Evening Standard interview with Lennon called How Does a Beatle Live had 4 lines dedicated to religion, claiming, as Christianity was on the wane, that the Beatles were currently more popular than Jesus.
A word or a sentence can be taken out of context.
I don't think he meant it that way.
He's not actually going, I am better and more important than Jesus.
People understood what he was talking about.
At the same time, in the US, the debate over religion was raging.
Time magazine had a cover with 3 words, "Is God dead?" People thought, oh, well, maybe the younger generation is just not going to have any use for this.
And in July '66, ahead of the Beatles' US tour, Lennon's comments were republished in an American magazine.
The reaction from the Christian community was off the scale.
We're more popular than Jesus.
Americans was really, really offended by it.
Oh, they loved that, didn't they?
The Ku Klux Klan, being a religious order, is going to come out here the night that they appear at the Coliseum here, and we're going to demonstrate.
The Ku Klux Klan gets its teeth into it.
oops.
It must be so heartbreaking to have lost them as fans.
These accusations.
News reports from the time captured the sinister and genuinely terrifying threats made by the Ku Klux Klan.
We're known as a terror organization. I think we have a terror organization. We have ways and means to stop this if this is going to be the case.
Band received threats.
I mean, people were picketing, radio stations wouldn't play their music.
We have a Nazi-type record burning of Beatles records.
Their live tour was in jeopardy. I mean, it got really nasty and very, very heated.
Religious groups in the city had decided to hold a revivalist rally on the same date.
The reception at their first gig in Memphis, Tennessee, was not exactly what they were expecting.
Shows at the Coliseum, the Beatles hoped for an audience of 26,000. But as the fans began to arrive, it was clear that the first house was not sold out.
They cannot get hold of the news agenda of this tour.
Do you feel that Americans are out to get you, that this is all developing into something of a witch hunt?
No, we thought it might be that kind of thing. I think a lot of people in England did, because there's this thing about, when America gets violent, gets very hung up on a thing, it tends to have this sort of Ku Klux Klan thing around it.
All anybody wants to talk about is this comment that they think John Lennon has said.
The Beatles had no choice but to call a press conference to apologise for the remarks.
Are you sorry you said it? I am, yes, even though it's not, I never meant what people think I meant by it.
John Lennon said he apologised and didn't want to offend.
I'm not anti-Christ or anti-religion or anti-God,
To his intense distaste, has to have a press conference with the other Beatles in which he said, I didn't mean what I said.
Well, I suppose the things I said are accurate, but out of context,
Question after question.
Did you mean that the Beatles are more popular than Christ?
He keeps saying he's sorry.
I'm still sorry I opened my mouth.
Unfortunately, he came afoul of the Bible Belt, which is one reason why the Beatles never toured again.
After 4 American tours, the Beatles ceased touring suddenly. They not only gave up the opportunity to promote their music, but potentially halved their revenue stream. It went horribly wrong for the Beatles when a seemingly innocent comment had been taken out of context. The band decided to stick to recording and went on to release another 6 studio albums before finally breaking up in 1970. 40 years later, in 2010, the Vatican decided to get involved, saying they would let it be.
The lesson you have to learn from this is that there is some truth in the phrase, there is no such thing as bad publicity.
Everybody can say they're bigger than Jesus.
This didn't destroy their career. They are still one of the biggest bands ever.
Jesus, as far as we know, was never overweight, so I'm bigger than Jesus.
Investigating the tragic and sudden death of the King of Pop here on Channel 5, we look back on Michael Jackson's last hours next.